Now to a school funding fight in Seattle. Students at Rainier Beach High School are protesting a lack of funding and calling for recent staff cuts to be reversed.
They staged a walk-in this morning and say it will continue every Wednesday until 2 teacher positions are restored to the school. They say the district slashed the budget after under-projecting enrollment, and the cuts are impacting students' ability to take some advanced placement courses.
It's kind of sad to see that I don't get the same opportunities as someone down the street. I don't get the same opportunities as someone across the city. It's pretty sad to see that I'm not going to be meeting graduation requirements. I have dreams too, and those dreams aren't being taken into account.
And it's time for the city and the state to recognize that by treating us with equity.
The protest comes on the heels of an episode of the HBO series Problem Areas, which focused on Rainier Beach. The show points out that 72% of Rainier Beach students come from low-income families who can't pour much money into the Parent-Teacher Association. Rainier's PTSA account had just a few $1,000s in it compared to other Seattle schools with more affluent student bodies. Roosevelt High School's PTSA, for example, brings in $250,000 a year to pay for extra staff and enrichment programs.
The Rainier Beach story raises other questions about education funding.
So how do schools in Seattle and public schools statewide compare to other areas? King 5's Chris Daniels live in studio with that and more reaction to the Rainier Beach issue. Chris.
Yeah, let's look at the data first. Look at the enrollment projections from the Seattle School District, which always factors into the funding decisions that it makes. Seattle says they'll be down 1.3% enrollment next year, or about 700 fewer students in the fall. The education website Niche doesn't rank the district too high when compared on a national level, coming in at 2,000 on a list of more than 10,000 districts, as according to surveys, scores, and student life. But when you take a broader view compared to other states and other districts, there is more to the argument that the state has fallen behind others in how it funds K-12 education. USA Today, in a 2018 survey, listed Washington 20th based on test scores and graduation rates. Per school spending, 16th lowest in the country. Graduation rates, 11th lowest. U.S. News and World Report, in its most recent survey, put Washington squarely in the middle at 26th, again because of a variety of factors, including scores and rates. Public school systems in the northeastern United States, like Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Connecticut, perform well in a lot of these same surveys. So the McCleary decision still has a ripple effect, and we'll see what the levy lift approved by the state legislature, which will allow for more local funding, may mean going forward. As far as Rainier Beach is concerned, the parents and teachers there say the funding inequities are further amplified because of the discrepancies, as you heard, with the PTSA. More money at the high schools in the north and west side of the city, not so much on the south end. But their former principal, Dwayne Chappelle, who was featured in that HBO piece, says it is not all bad news.
Still using advanced learning as the equity driver, making sure that every kid is in IB classes and kind of making sure that that's the norm. So seeding, continuing with the innovation, which was the vision that was set forth a while ago.
Here's the other thing, and it is a long time coming, but the last Bex levy approved by voters this past February promised those voters a brand new multi-million-dollar high school there in Rainier Beach to replace the 1960s era construction that is there right now. A district spokesperson says, however, it is still likely 5 to 6 years away. Back to you.
Chris, thank you.